Hey everyone, I'm going to share a page with you that I just did a couple days ago, and I was showing you there that I was using the inexpensive decoupage from Michaels and this really pretty napkin. So at this point I have the page all covered with the decoupage, so I'm using it as a glue at this point. And when I'm putting down this napkin, I don't know, I always like to try to get at least one side of it to where it's on the edge of the paper. Just because then I have less to cut. And I'm also trying to get it as flat as I can. A lot of times I don't care if there's a lot of like ridges and it's rough, but I do want to stamp on it, so I just wanted to make sure that, I worked with it a little bit without tearing it to get it flat. And then I cut around the three edges. Now I wanted to tone it down a bit, and I did. So what I decided to do, it was a 3-ply napkin. So one of the plies of paper from the napkin, I'm going to adhere to the top of it. And you'll see it really came out quite nice. It's kind of like a whitewash kind of thing, but with paper. So you can certainly still see the design of the paper very easily, but it's toned down just a bit. So now I have some of my Artist Loft titanium white, and I know I'm going to go ahead and use this huge Stampin' Up! Swallowtail stamp, which I absolutely love. But I didn't want to put it right on there because of the design of the napkin. You wouldn't see it. So I just wanted to get a little bit of white down to stamp on top of. So it's still not quite enough, so I added a little bit more, and it's just, just like I said, a little bit of dry brushing going on there just to, I don't know, get it around the page to where, it's doesn't look like a big blob of white, right? So I'm trying to blend it in just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Ranger Archival ink. And I'm just going to go ahead and, sorry, when I do this, it shakes the table, so sorry about that. Oh, well, what can you do? So I'm just going to go ahead and place it on there and just push down. Now, it didn't come out super great, but it came out good enough. And I think the reason why is because there is some ridges on the, from the napkin. But anyways, you'll see it works out fine. So I'm using this Stampin' Up! Stamp set with the flowers called Flower Fest, and I'm going to do the same thing over here, just to get a little bit of a solid base down to stamp on top of. And what I actually ended up doing on this side was I ended up getting too much white in one spot, so I added a little bit of water, dried it off, and now I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put these flowers. So I decided where, and you can see I really don't use the acrylic block very much. On occasion I do, but if I don't have to, I don't. It's easy without it. So I just go ahead and use my fingers. So there is the one flower stamp, and I'm going to go ahead and get another one on of that same flower. And then I'm going to go ahead and get one stamp of this particular flower, which I use this stamp set a lot. Isn't it funny how we have certain stamp sets that we go to fairly often? And when I think of flowers, this is one of my first stamp sets that I think to use. So that's all done, and it's dried, and I'm just showing you the pan pastels that I recently purchased, and I have a blue, a purple, and like a yellowish green. And I'm just going to go ahead and start using these. Now this is, and I'm showing you here one of the applicators that came with it. This is only my second time ever using pan pastels, so I'm learning, and I love the smoothness of them, and that they're really blendable, and that they can be fairly opaque, so depending on how much you put on. So I'm just taking my time with the purple. I'm starting with the darker color on the outside first, and just kind of going around the edge of the wings. And you can see I completed both wings right there. And now I'm taking a smaller applicator with the, also with the purple, just to get the, I don't know what those are called, those two little things that come off of the wings. I don't know what they're called. But anyways, so that's the purple. Now I am going to start with the blue. And I'm taking that same small applicator, and I'm just going to get the blue on there, just, just blending it is the word I'm looking for. I'm trying not to say because I hear myself saying a lot. And I don't want to do that. So I just stopped talking so that I wouldn't say But anyway, so here I am blending the blue in with the purple, and that's what that looks like. And you can see the stamp ever so lightly underneath it. So I like that a lot. Now I had a little bit of a problem with this color, only because I did not purchase all of the applicators that I should have. So I'm just using the ones that came with this little set. So I got a set of 5 colors, and it came with 3 little applicators. So, I just want to kind of get this yellowish green color out more into the wings. And this worked better. This particular applicator worked better than the first one I was using. The first one was wider, and this was narrower, thinner. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab the red, and I want to get his body, and I'm going to do it in the red, and I'm doing it again with the small applicator. And it's nice because even though there was already color there, the red is really, you can see it beautifully. I mean, it looks great. So I'm taking that same red, and I'm putting the Pan Pastel on the flowers. I'm just going around and around, and again, you can still see the stamp underneath this, and I would assume if I put a lot of Pan Pastel on there that you wouldn't see it, but I do want to see it. So right there, I was just kind of wiping off the middle a little bit just to get any excess off, and then I'm taking this yellowish green, and I just want to get that color into the middle of the flower. There we go. And I thought it came out cute. I could go back and you'll see I leave these really as is. I don't go back and go over like the lines where the stamp was. I know I could do that and have the image much brighter, much more easier to see, but I didn't want to do that. I liked it just the way it was. And you just saw me wipe off from that applicator because my colors were kind of blending a little bit too much. I had other color on there, and I needed to get that off. So I'm just doing the same thing here, trying to get that yellowish green color in the middle of the flower. And I'm showing you that the colors match the napkin. So you can see that, I mean, it all goes together, and that was kind of my plan, and I like the way that it came out. So I'm doing the last flower in a dark green. Now, the colors that I have of the Pan Pastel, I mean, they have all different colors. I don't know how many, but a lot. But this particular set that I bought, the 5 came together, and they're dark. They're dark colors. And I did that on purpose because I always buy pink and yellow and orange, right? And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to get something that's a little bit different. So, these are the colors I had. Would I have liked to have had, brighter flowers? Maybe, but I do like the fact that they do match the napkin. So it really came out great. Now, this is hairspray. I saw somebody do this, and I want to seal it a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray a little bit of hairspray on it. I'm going to lift it up and show you. It really makes the colors and the stamp behind the pan pastel pop a little bit. And I'm just giving it a little dry with a heat tool. And see, the colors, they're brighter than they were a minute ago. So I like the effect that that had. Now this is a color box. Oh, well, that's the Stampin' Up. And that was color box ink. And I'm just going to take that Stampin' Up roller stamp and just go ahead and start getting some background onto this page. And I will lift that up and show you. And that's the Baroque border using the Stampin' Up wheel. So then I'm going to go ahead and use this particular stamp, and I don't remember who made it, but I am going to use some black. So again, I just left the plastic on the back of this. I'm not going to use an acrylic block again, but I'm stamping off of the page before I stamp on it because I don't want the black to be heavy on the page. I just want a little bit of black. So you can see right here, it just gives the effect of, you know, a little bit more visual texture, a little bit more visually going on. So I like that a lot, and I'm happy with that. And now I'm going to use actually one more Stampin' Up stamp, and it's called Inspired by Nature. I love this. This is another stamp set I use a lot. And so I just want to go ahead and start getting like a grassy effect on the bottom of this page. So the first time that I stamped it down, it just wasn't real dark. So after that, I just made sure I put on a little bit more ink and pressed down a little bit harder. So now I have some grass going on here. I did do it in black. I guess I could have done it in like a green. Now with this Forest Moss Distress Marker, I'm going to draw the stems, and I'm also going to draw the leaves. And I struggle with leaves. I don't particularly like my leaves, but you know what? I don't know. This is just how I do them. Good or bad, this is how I do them. I don't know. You know, I guess it's not super artsy, but maybe I should watch some videos and see how others do leaves. I decided to only do one leaf on that particular flower, and I was good with that. I didn't want to, I don't know, I was just good with that. So I just left it like that, and then I'm going to use this. It says Live with Passion. It comes with that Stampin' Up stamp of the grass. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it on there. And Live with Passion. And then I'm going to take some Distress ink in Dusty Concord, sorry about that. And I'm going to go around the edges, and I'm just going to use the ink pad. I'm not using any tool to do this because I just want it on the edges. I'm not trying to give it, you know, like a grungy look or anything, or a distressed look. I just wanted the edges to be purple. So now I'm taking 3 different inks by Inkadinkado, a red, a olive green, and a sunny yellow. And I really like the way that yellow came out because the spots are nice and big. So this is the 3 colors. And this is actually my finished page. Lots going on, but I hope that you like it. I had a lot of fun doing it, and here are just some pictures. So this was way back in the beginning when I just stamped it. Then this was right after I colored it with the pan pastel. And then this is the finished product. So I hope you liked it. You know, let me give me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Bye-bye.